So I mentioned last week that I got laid off, and it's been kind of a roller coaster over the last week or so. I finally got laid off. My AC went out, and then I found out that I had a water problem about 2 months ago that I thought was just cycling water through my water filtration system, when it turns out it was actually cycling the city water constantly. And so instead of using 9,000 gallons in a month, we ended up using 45,000 gallons of water in a matter of like a week. So there was that. And then we decided to come visit my mom, and I got COVID. So, I'm running out of fingers here. But, it teaches everybody a good lesson. Perseverance. Perseverance is an important part of every life, and I think it's teaching me some wise things. But I thought it was a good way for us maybe to talk about my journey, and that's what I'm going to be thinking about my next several videos, is kind of walking through what I'm currently doing in the job hunt, looking for new roles, looking for new paths, trying to explore how I can enhance my own abilities, maybe share some of the things along the way, and maybe you'll share some of the things along the way as well. Now, after being in a role for several years, I went from a job that I had for close to 14 years to a job that I had for 3 years that I went directly to and just applied to. That was the only job I applied to. I can safely say that it's been a while since I really kind of touched my resume, and it's been a while since I really kind of honed in on my interview skills. And so over the last week, that's really kind of what I've been doing, is looking at how do you go about this. When I was last applying for jobs, there was no LinkedIn. In fact, I think when I got my last job that I was at for 14 years, pretty sure that was on monster.com. And I'm not even sure if monster.com actually is there. I'll have to check on that. But that's where it was at, monster.com. And so it's weird to be thinking about getting into LinkedIn and making sure your LinkedIn profile is all up to date and things of that nature. And so it is a little bit daunting, and updating your resume to a certain way, it just feels weird. I look at all these different resume formats, and it frustrates me because it's like, why can't we just all decide on one specific format that we can? This is where you put your profile, this is where you put your experience, these are the things you can include, and then the content is really what the important piece is. And I know they've got AI and everything else under the moon that's just scanning these things for the right keywords, but it should be something that should be fairly easy to do. Now, I have noticed that in the jobs that I have been applying for, they're a little bit more straightforward. There isn't so much of a question answer, just uploading your resume, maybe answering a couple questions, but it's usually the same things. And they're not really getting into too much detail. And I can be honest with you, I kind of appreciate that, because the last thing I want to do is apply for 1,000 jobs and have to fill out all of this information over and over again. And I want to tailor my messages to the jobs that I'm actually applying for, and so I really want to be specific with it. I don't want to ask AI to perform all these duties for me, and so it's important to me. And so far I've applied to about 25 jobs. I'm looking at obviously remote jobs. I think that's the important thing. I'm not opposed to going back into the office. I think that everyone should be open to doing either hybrid or remote or going back in the office. I think you have to be open to that in this day and age. I don't think there's anybody out there that can say, I only want remote, and that's what they're going to settle for. Would I love a remote job? Absolutely. It's what I've been doing for the last 17 years, and so it just comes natural to me. But I'm remaining open. I'm trying to tailor my jobs to the things that I really want to do, to things that I can potentially propel into. I don't really want to get into the same line of work that I was in necessarily. Not that I'm saying I wouldn't be opposed to getting into that. I'm just saying I'm looking to expand. And I was talking to a buddy of mine who was also laid off, and he was talking to some coaches that said when you're filling out your resume that you're looking to get between 50 to 75% of the skills they're looking for, and anything beyond that, they assume AI is doing it for you, which is crazy to think about, because when I've looked at some of these jobs, I actually qualify for just about everything in there, and so I'm applying for them with these skills. So does that mean I'm just automatically going to be overlooked? So, it's just weird. Like, when you put AI into it, what does that do for those individuals? Does it help them or does it hurt them? And I know we've got to get through a lot of these applicants. There's a lot of people that don't have jobs right now. They were laid off, and so they're looking for jobs. And so they want to get through this information as quickly as possible so they can understand what is the best candidate for it. and it's natural for people to use AI. I know they're going to use it, but the companies using AI, the people that are looking for jobs are using AI, and so really, is there any personal touch that's involved anymore, or is it just computers talking to computers at this point? And then nobody will get a job. It'll just be that. So it's a little bit daunting, I will say that. I think throughout all of this, the thing that I really want to do is make some more connections. I want to connect with the community out there that is looking for new jobs. I want to understand what are the pitfalls that they're running into. I want to understand what are the things that are stopping them from maybe looking. I know that it can be very disheartening in this state, and I'm not going to say that every day I wake up with a positive mentality ready to go. There's been days where I'm like, I can't believe it. It's a bad dream. It didn't really happen. But I try to put my best foot forward every single day, and I do that for various reasons. I've got a family, and I want to make sure that they know that everything's going to be okay, and I've already got a lot of support from a lot of individuals out there, which is fantastic. But for those of you that are out there right now going through this, like, look out for each other. I think it's important for all of us to kind of come together to share our successes, to share the things that maybe we can learn from each other, and let us all succeed at the same time, or very close to the same time. So if you're in this part of your life right now and you're looking for some sort of support, please feel free to reach out. I think it's important. I guess the thing I just want to make sure that everybody is aware of is that perseverance piece of it. Like I talked about, I got a lot of things going on right now, and it's easy for me to get into this negative headspace, and I don't want that to happen. I want to continue to push myself forward, and it's not to say that I don't have that happen every once in a while. It's easy and it's natural for it to happen, but you've got to remember that every single day is an opportunity for you to do something else, to try something else, to do something good, and that's what I want everyone to focus in on. And if you need support and if you need help, remember the channel's there for everybody to kind of reach out to. I mean, that's the whole point of elevating yourself. Elevating yourself starts with a single step, and it's up to us every single day to take that step, and I think everybody can do it. Just make sure you look at the people around you and ask for support and ask for help wherever you need to, okay? Hope you have a good rest of the day. See ya.